West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. Tea gardens in Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit, we're breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. In Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit, we're breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. I love PUBG, we're sent to DT Pokemon. DT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love like a Pokeball, we bring in all the power. Everywhere we go, we rise another tower. Colors of Northeast and the zeal of Nepal. In the West, catch your voice echoes one and all. From local to global, we're on the same beat. DG Pokemon's lead makes the crowd feel the heat. Pokemon makes the crowdman lead. Pokemon makes the crowdman lead. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. I love PUBG. Global, this is local, unity's the key. We're here to win, that's our destiny. DT Pokemon with the PUBG revolution. From the pod to the world, that's our contribution. I love PUBG. I love PUBG, we're sent to DT Pokemon. DT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. Tea gardens in Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit, we're breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. In Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit, we're breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. I love PUBG, we're sent to DT Pokemon. DT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love like a Pokeball, we bring in all the power. Everywhere we go, we rise another tower. Colors of Northeast and the zeal of Nepal. In the West, catch your voice echoes one and all. From local to global, we're on the same beat. DG Pokemon's lead makes a crowd for the heat. Pokemon makes the Crocman lead team. Pokemon makes the Crocman lead team. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. I love PUBG. Global, this is local, unity's the key. We're here to win, that's our destiny. BT Pokemon with the PUBG revolution. From the pod to the world, that's our contribution. I love PUBG. I love PUBG, presented BT Pokemon. BT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. Tea gardens in Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad, we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit, we're breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. In Darjeeling, feel the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad, we need the whole crew. Nepalese spirit work breaking right through. Bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. I love PUBG, presented BT Pokemon. BT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love like a Pokeball, we bring in all the power. Everywhere we go, we rise another tower. Colors of Northeast and the zeal of Nepal. In the West, catch your voice echoes one and all. From local to global, we're on the same beat. DG Pokemon's lead makes a crowd for the heat. Pokemon makes the Crocman lead team. Pokemon makes the Crocman lead team. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. I love PUBG. Global, this is local, unity's the key. We're here to win, that's our destiny. BT Pokemon with the PUBG revolution. From the pod to the world, that's our contribution. I love PUBG. I love PUBG, presented BT Pokemon. BT Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. Tea gardens in Darjeeling for the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad, we need the whole crew. Not the least scared, we're breaking right through, bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. Pokemon, I'm the girl, never let you down. West PUBG, cast a rep in every town. Darjeeling to the hills, we climbing up all high. From India to global, we're touching the sky. Together we rise, we're playing PUBG. I love PUBG. In Darjeeling, feel the breeze so sweet. With northeast vibes, mountains under our feet. In Pokemon Squad, we need the whole crew. Not the least spirit work breaking right through, bringing unity from the hills to the game. Pokemon's name, it's a worldwide flame. I love PUBG, percent to DT Pokemon.
हेलो, how are you all? हेलो आवाज़ आ रही है? हाँ यार, आवाज़ तो आ रही है। ओह थैंक यू सो मच यार, सही सपोर्ट दिखा दिया। हेलो मैम, व्हाट्सअप, यूट्यूब पोकेमॉन गेमिंग एंड ब्लॉगिंग। यार पीएमजीसी के बारे में बात करते हैं आप थोड़ी सी। पीएमजीसी बहुत हाइप पर है। हाइप इट्स इन द सेंस कि मतलब टीम्स के भाई बीच में चल रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा बवाल। पीएमजीसी टीम्स की अगर हम बात करें तो शुरुआती दौर, एक सेकेंड, टीम लिस्ट भाई बीटीआर मेरे को बहुत सही लग रही है। बीटीआर बहुत आगे जाने वाली है, बट ट्विस्ट ये है कि इस बार 4MV के प्लेयर्स ने भाई पछाड़ा है शनोक और एक दो मैचेस में मतलब डिफीट किया है बीटीआर को ना। थोड़ा सा मेरे को रिस्की भी लग रहा है। वाइपर भी है, आरसी की है, मतलब काफ़ी सारी बातें हैं यार आज तो करने को ना। काफ़ी सारी टीम्स हैं, कुछ नई टीम्स भी हैं। टैक्सी बीटीआर में देखने को मिल रहा है भाई, वापस से मजा आएंगे। कल के मैचेस काफ़ी सही थे ग्रुप 2 के, और मेरे को इन द सेंस मतलब चीज़ें जो हैं काफ़ी ठीक भी लगी, क्योंकि प्लेयर्स को पता था कि हाँ कैसे क्या चीज़ें रनिंग करने वाली है। और एक फाइनल डे था तो इस वजह से जो है काफ़ी सही भी हुआ, प्लेयर्स को एक पुश मिला। जिसकी टीम तलाश कर रही थी वो पुश जो उनको काफ़ी जल्दी मिलना था, बट मैं भी सोचना अच्छा कर नहीं पाया शुरुआती दौर में, बट एंडिंग ठीक थी। ग्रुप येलो के ना एंडिंग काफ़ी सही हुई थी। चेकआउट कर लेता हूँ कि मतलब आवाज़ आ रही है नहीं आ रही, क्योंकि यार मेरा माइक का इशू है थोड़ा बहुत। हाँ आवाज़ तो चल रही है, चलो। फाइनली वी आर बैक अगेन ऑन द कंटेंट। भाई लाइव स्ट्रीम काफ़ी महीने हो गए, मतलब करीब नहीं ना। ये मैं चेकआउट ही कर रहा था आज ना कि मतलब पीएमजीसी में क्या हुआ कल। भाई ग्रुप येलो था, डे 4 था, काफ़ी सही गया। एंडिंग मतलब मैंने कहा भाई बहुत तगड़ी गई थी, क्योंकि बीटीआर को 2 बार तो डिफीट किया भाई।
they were potentially going to survival stage. Like they were my top 3, man. What happened? Like, right? This is crazy that we could see like the winners of PMWC, D Xavier, who had a ridiculous performance at PMGC last year, potentially have to try to qualify through the survival stage and last chance. I mean, I don't want to know what's going to happen with these other groups as well. Just imagine we have the likes of your Falcons in there, Max, going through, you know, your Navis, 4MV. Imagine if they go to survival stage. Like the survival stage might be more difficult than like some of the other stages in this tournament at that rate.
I'm gonna ask PMGC.
तो आज शनोक तो इतना मजा आया
can
भाई।
I'm sorry.
शनोक रैंगल मेरा मार मेरा।
Sorry.
मेरे में डाल रखे हैं यार रैंगल।
Perfectly named.
Yeah, it will be the real group of death hot because it's going to be survival stage, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
काश यार मतलब इस बार ना इंडिया का भी एक फ्लोट होता ना, मजा आते हैं। हालांकि स्काउट भाई ने पूछा था कि कुछ चांसेस हैं, क्लियरली भाई मना कर दिया नहीं है। Maybe in future हो 225 में शायद फिर हीट बीच में love from heat beast.
There's going to be a lot of pressure here, and the bottom teams are going to be desperate, so they are going to be
we are associated with them.
And one thing we know about pressure, it makes dive.
Chano
Let's head over to
मुकाबला,
Senon
पहला
here with our
मुकाबला।
first match of the day with Johnny A and Blanky B.
I don't know whether. Okay, Blanky B. He comes up with a different name for us
अभी
every
तो सोचो
single
ग्रुप
time.
चेंज है,
Like,
तब इतनी
I'm
तबाही
beginning
मची
to
हुई है, और
think
जब
that I'm
मतलब
get,
फाइनल्स
you know,
आएंगे या फिर
a
जो
little
ग्रैंड
bit
फिनाल्स
too
आएंगे तब
confused.
क्या
I'm
होगा
not
भाई,
gonna know who I am.
तो चीजें पूरी की
It
पूरी
seems
बदल
like
जाएंगी
we're
तब
trying
तक
to
तो।
carve out identities for our teams here into the top 3 as we kick off.
एक तरह से मान सकते हो कि लेट वॉच पार्टी था, बट 2 ही मुकाबले सिर्फ मैं देखने वाला हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे मुझे ज़्यादा टाइम है नहीं अभी।
But yeah, we're heading down towards the south
Hello,
side of the map
Thakur.
here on San Hog.
कैसे हो
But
भाई?
it is the final day today, guys, of of Group
I can't
Yellow.
tell.
5 teams will be going home. 4 through 11 will be heading through to that survival stage, and the top 3 will secure themselves a chance to perform in those grand finals.
That is what it is all about. The top 5 so hotly contested as we're jumping on through. Everybody finding ground now.
क्या लगता है कि कौन बनेगा चैंपियन? भाई अभी तो कुछ भी क्लियर है ही नहीं, क्योंकि ग्रुप स्टेजेस में से बिल्कुल नहीं बता सकते कौन आगे जाने वाला है. बट बीटीआर दे परफॉर्म वेल लास्ट वीक भी और इस हफ्ते भी बात में आगे लगाई है.
RSG again south of Team Spirit. The circle will dictate how the center of the map falls, because when the circle goes northwest, when it goes west,
ऑल गुड एलगाडो भाई, आप कैसे हैं?
get out of there fast, but if not,
हेलो
Team Spirit has a problem.
भाई बंदा यार,
This
इसे
might be the case here.
इसने जो है इतना मस्त वो इवेंट करवाया था, वो सही गया था यार. एलगाडो थैंक यू सो मच यार. फिर से लेकर आ, मतलब कोई इवेंट नहीं तो बड़े इवेंट लेकर आओ. मतलब जैसे ये तो टीडीएम कहते ना, कोई 2 मैचेस के लिए बड़े इवेंट करवाओ, मजे आएंगे. काश की टीम जो हमने बात भी करी थी शायद ना बैक एंड पे.
Has been very much a case that we've had some crazy circles that, if you remember, even just recently over towards that western side of the map, heading over towards the north, where vampires were the only one on that northwest island because everyone assumed it was heading down towards ruins. But here we're heading over towards that eastern side. Temuerte starting off with a good position, currently in 14th place. They
एमएचए को मौका मिला तो था यार, बट एमएचए लूज की एक मैच. दैट्स व्हाई ज्यादा आगे नहीं पुश कर पाया, वरना शायद हो जाता पुश वहां पे.
Over towards that survival stage right now, Temuerte is at risk of falling out. Now, Twisted Minds technically have placed themselves in a spot with a couple of their games.
एक नंबर
There's
भाई,
a chance
ये सही
for
चीज
them, but it's a long
शुरू
run
करी
to
है
catch up to
आपने.
BTR with 82 points.
श्योर भाई करेंगे फ्यूचर में. अरे यार ये मतलब मैंने पहले कंटेंट बनाया था, मतलब रिएक्शन टाइप का. फिर सोचा कि मतलब जब करना है कुछ तो लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग कर लेते हैं भाई पूरी पूरी. वीडियोस में क्या है कि मतलब एडिटिंग यार इतनी अच्छी नहीं आती और थोड़ा सा टाइम भी लग जाता है उसमें. डायरेक्ट नो कट नो फिल्टर लाइव स्ट्रीम. लाइव स्ट्रीम में क्या है कि चीजें सामने सामने हो जाती है ना पूरी पूरी. वीडियोस में तार कट पर लग जाते हैं. इस वजह से
Parame, bro, they are also in a similarly not great scenario towards the bottom of the tables, but it seems like we're always seeing them.
काश अप्रोचिंग मुकाबला है तो मैं भी तो देखो तीसरे सर्कल तक काफी सारी चीजें बदल जाएंगी. अभी तो सबके सब लूट पे ध्यान दे रहे हैं.
Who's making it tough?
PUBG Mobile Global Championship
The way they play
मुकाबला
is
भाई.
very survival based, and it's not how you win
BTR
a
क्लोज से
tournament.
रोटेट करी थी
I've
उनके.
said multiple times now during these group stages
भाई
that
लाइक
you
ऐसे
have to
स्ट्रीम के
be
लिए
on top in terms of
परमिशन भी
placements
लेनी
and
पड़ती है
evens.
क्या
If you're
PUBG
not
से?
getting those placements,
नहीं
you
नहीं
need at
नहीं,
least 5
लेट
evens in the match.
वॉच पार्टी है, मतलब वॉच पार्टी तो
This
PUBG
is
मोबाइल
no offense to Harami, but
नहीं भी
the
तो
way
लेनी
that
पड़ती
they
होगी,
play
बट ये तो लेटली है
is
यार,
not
तो इसलिए कोई
to
दिक्कत वाली बात
get
नहीं है.
in towards the survival stage, just not to get in
भाई
towards
बाकी
the
तो
top
स्पाइक
three.
भाई से पूछो
It
कि
has
कैसे करी थी लाइव
literally
स्ट्रीम.
been just to exist here
मेरे तो उनका
in
भी
this
डिले ही था,
tournament, which is unfortunate
बट मैं पूरी लाइव
because
स्ट्रीम नहीं
I
करने
think
वाला.
that's
सिर्फ
why so
दो
many
यहाँ
teams
पे
get
जो है
caught off
मुकाबले
guard
देखूंगा,
by
मेरे को
them,
दो फेज
because
अच्छे लगे.
a
एक
lot
तो
of them
स्टार्टिंग का
should
अच्छा लगा था और
why
एक एंड
would
का.
there be a team
फिर मार्को जो लास्ट
It's
मैच था
why
वो
they
भाई
do
काफी
find those pickoffs
इंटेंस हो
onto
चुकी थी ना
some of
सिचुएशन, तो इस वजह से जो है भाई वहाँ पे तो
most
देखना
prominent
बनता है.
teams inside this
और
lobby,
शानोक तो भाई
like
स्टार्टिंग है तो
Team
स्टार्टिंग से
Team
देखो मैंने
Spirit,
देखा तो है
yeah,
नहीं,
Rex get
थोड़ी
caught
बहुत
out by
चीजें
them
इंस्टाग्राम पे
a few
देखी थी
times
और
because while
हाईलाइट्स
they
में देखी थी,
assume
तो इस
that
वजह से मैं
those guys will be
स्टार्टिंग
out
इसलिए
in the
देख रहा हूँ
grass,
पूरी
obviously
पूरी,
you
इससे
guys
जो
have
है
been
मेरे
playing
को
that
आगे की
position
चीजें
for
जो
so
समझ आए
long,
एंडिंग
they
मुकाबले
are
की भी.
so out of the
मिड का
loop
क्या है
these
कि मिड में
days,
तो देखो
and
चीजें
don't have that
ऊपर
much
नीचे चलती
influence.
रहती है,
The teams
इसलिए एक
forget
स्टार्टिंग और
what
एक
this
एंडिंग
is.
मुकाबला में चीजें क्लियर हो जाएंगी किस टीम ने कितने लेवल. ऐसी पॉइंट्स हैं ही साइड में, तो उससे इतनी दिक्कतें होंगी नहीं. अभी तो एमएचए के प्लेयर्स हैं भाई, पुल आउट करके बैठे हैं पूरी चीजें. आगे टेस्ट ES PRT के प्लेयर्स को अगर मौका मिला तो वो पुश कर सकते हैं. वो तीन ही फेस देखो पीछे है, 3 अंक पीछे है. एक अच्छा मुकाबला गया, मे भी तो पहले एमएचए बाहर हो गई तो बस उनके लिए तो काफी इजी रहेगा आगे पुश करना.
A little change that they brought into the mix, but Kitsune now potentially in danger here. A big scout, but he hasn't got the backup just yet. He's there alone, but DXavier, they're not crashing just yet.
Nice.
However, that could change. Taking shots, I mean, could potentially be a misslip there, but also could just be a statement to try and back DXavier off.
It absolutely is a statement. That is a case of trying to make DXavier think that there is a team inside this location.
चलो मैं दुकान पे चलता हूँ. अरे बाय बाय, टाटा, टेक केयर buddy.
Especially with a team rocking up like that, he knows the team scouting this position. DXavier, they might have cottoned on a little bit. Their team is going to be rotating across, but this was a smart move from Kitsune. It was a risky move, but I think for Team Spirit, I don't mind it all that much. They can certainly make the points up later.
अरे लूट भी कंप्लीट नहीं करी भाई, रैपी ने हेलमेट ही नहीं है.
If they can get a big game here on Sandhawk with the rest of the team coming across to what is a fairly strong compound centralized inside this circle, it really sees them with this buffer at the start of the day that
Amit,
they
hello
desperately
भाई. Hello
would
buddy,
like
कैसे
to
हो आप?
have to keep
Hope you'll
them
be
running
fine.
throughout it. Because if you think instead of
और
buffer
क्या
in
कर रहा है
game
भाई?
one, the rest of the day is going to be so much easier.
That would be ideal situation.
Ideal
But
situation.
if there's one thing that we've seen time and time again, it's that day 4 choke in group stages for Team Spirit. And here's
काफी
a
deep
very
voice है
dangerous
यार,
scenario
मतलब
to have
काश
it in, like
मजेदार
when
कर रहे
Alpha
हैं.
7 current champions of the world from PMWC are biting at your heels. You cannot afford to have that misstep. It's a real tough time. Major Pride, the biggest, well, actually, you know what? They're definitely not the biggest surprise coming into this one.
मस्त रहो
MSJ
यार.
and DRX, as well as Major Pride, all of them definitely would
और
not have been
आज
in the
काशिंग वाशिंग नहीं
conversation.
करेंगे
Top
कहीं?
3 predictions coming into Group Yellow. You've got teams like Vampire in there that definitely would have taken up that mantle. But it is really great to see these sort of change-ups coming. And I mean, Hot Duke said it right at the start. He said, well, we're either going to see Alpha 7 completely dumpster this lobby, or it's going to be someone completely unexpected. And I mean, he was right on that one count right there, as long as plenty of other things. But on that specific note, he was bang on the money. Alpha 7 are also in the contention for it, but they're definitely not dumpstering right now.
जो उसका मैंने एक मुकाबला देखा था एंगल का, काफी अर्ली ऑन तो नहीं, बट टॉप 10 के अंदर ही भाई आके जस्ट टॉप 10 टच हुआ और वैसे ही वो फिनिश पूरी टीम एक साथ. भाई काफी सारी टीम ने उनका एडिस पे ही घेर लिया था. गेट कीपिंग सिनेरियोस इजीली क्रिएट किए गए थे, दैट्स व्हाई. आज में भी से वहां से पुश अप हो सकते थे यार वो लोग. बीटीआर भी पीछे चल रही है, काफी सारी टीम है यार, इनको भी पीछे चल रही है भाई अभी तो बहुत. बात करें डब्ल्यू वाइप की, उनके पास भी यार ठीक है पॉइंट्स हैं, बट इतने नहीं है कि लेवल टॉपर्स बन के जा पाए. ओह क्लशर देखो जरा भाई, सेंटर पोजीशन में आ गए सारे के सारे. दिस वन इज ग्रेट थिंग. काफी सारी टीम्स हैं जिनको गेट कीपिंग नहीं होना पड़ेगा, इजीली वो पुशअप कर सकते हैं सेंटर पोजीशन में, गन फाइट ले सकते हैं, गन फाइट से पॉइंट मिलेंगे, और अगर डिफेंडेबल परफॉर्मेंस निकली मे भी तो कंपाउंड को भी डिफेंड करेंगे और फिर सर्कल को भी. ये चीजें काफी ठीक है, मतलब आएबल है.
We were discussing just before this game that Alpha 7 do go to survival stage. I do not see them not making out of it.
It would definitely
MSJ,
be a head and
के ऊपर हावी
shoulders
हुई.
favorite right into the survival stage. I kind of at this stage, no matter which of these top 5 don't make it, but Marine Sejong, oh dear, our top spot contenders crash into RSG, and they are losing by the second. Final, the last to stand for them. Can he get any retribution? How on earth do you not connect on either of those two players? They go topsy-turvy, one in, one out. There's a quota on the inside.
like
The
करवा दिया
final
अभी
wins
भी.
that trade. That
Thank
was
you, buddy.
madness. But in comes a third party, potentially? No, that's the rest of RSG across the way down to the southwest. Or is
पुश
that
अप रीड
another
करो
team?
यार,
It's
गलत
Ramen,
नेड,
bro.
गलत नेड.
Encroaching onto this territory.
Finals panicking. You can see it.
मेरा मन कर रहा है कि ना पूरा PMGC देख डालूं 5 घंटे का, लेकिन यार टाइम नहीं है उतना.
Needs to make it count
आज
here
मुझे
as
जाना
well.
भी है. Oh,
2
so
elims
close.
is not bad, but man, he needs more than that to salvage this game, especially as a first place with Team Spirit chasing, who have found themselves 2 eliminations actually. I'm not exactly sure one to which team they were able to pick those up on, maybe stealing some of these RSG picks.
घेर लिया भाई,
As
पूरा
well as
घेर
I
लिया.
think they had, how did they have influence on that?
It may have been over towards.
It's a long shot.
It's literally the only teams that could have done it. Yeah, excellent stuff for them to be able to pull those points down. I feel like there's been a lot of
यार टीम
arguments
एक्सपार्क
over
को होना चाहिए था यार,
taking
दो
these
बार
steal
जीते भी तो हैं.
points
बैका,
away,
वाओ,
right? That has been
नाइस
a
मैन.
big factor, especially against Major Pride yesterday. That was a big thing for them. They lost
RSG के प्लेयर्स ने
close
कितने
to
प्लेयर गवा दिए
11
अपने
points,
शुरुआती
I
दौर
think,
में.
somewhere. I say 11 to sound more
MSJ
specific.
एक टीम के
somewhere
एक प्लेयर
around
के
10.
साथ है,
Could be
RSG
3
एक
more or less
यार क्या
either
चल
way,
रहा है.
but they had a lot of points taken away from their talents,
Literally
and that
they
is a
lose their
massive
game.
influence.
पहले
They would
मुकाबला
be
भाई
in
पूरा
first place
डगमगाता
right
गया.
now if they'd have been able to confirm on all of those points.
Yeah, it's over a course of multiple days that Major Pride has lost points. And I'd even argue that it's higher than 13 points that they've missed out on because of steals. You're right, if they'd been able to pick up all of those points that they were getting the knocks for, they would be 100% topside the lobby. Major Pride certainly showing their gusto. Damn.
I like that.
They got
I was
guts.
ready for
They
it.
got guts in these games. But yeah, they're showing
You
their
got guts,
Hey,
kid.
code,
guts,
code.
kid. But yeah, they're certainly showing their gusto in these matches. In terms of just performance, even in that last match yesterday, that was such a fantastic ending for Becca, somewhat overshadowing Team Spirit's victory.
थोड़ा
in
सा
that
देखो
moment,
रिस्क
who they were very happy with.
लेना
Again,
पड़ेगा,
Team Spirit
खिलाड़ी
super
है ही नहीं
happy
आगे.
picking up a win there
They
on the
saved.
final game of the day. That gives them
Okay,
a lot of
बचा
confidence
लिया.
coming into today as well, where things maybe hadn't gone so much how they would have liked
Damage
yesterday.
proportion वो
Yeah,
सही है.
second place, 2 elims so far, just behind Mir and Sejong, trying to
A7.
break that gap between them and Major.
सर्कल
Pride.
बताओ कहाँ जाएगा, मैं बताऊँ. थोड़ा सा ईशन, नॉर्दर्न
PTR
ईशन.
couldn't get past DRX, so they rotate up towards the north side. Circle shrinks, keeps Painan in, and this is the compounds to the south of boot camp, right? The Zeus compound right now is in dead center. The hilltop that Harame Bro have as well is incredibly powerful.
Division
here.
पहुंच गया भाई
Two
सर्कल तो.
teams from the south are going to look to push that in. Major Pride, DRX, or BTR, depending on who wins Painan. Inko could also have a say there. But I'm looking at that hilltop as a prime location. Whoever's able to keep that under control going into the next circle, I think has a great chance of winning this one. From the north side, you've also got potential to rotate into that walled compound on the west.
बट अब उस टीम को ना पुश करने में थोड़ा सी दिक्कत आएंगी जो कि
It's
ऑलरेडी ईशन
slightly
साइड पे
downhill. I
थी.
think a lot of teams aren't really going for it. Also, because this circle was so central, I think a lot of teams actually chose not to rotate in vehicles. I know Team Spirit definitely didn't have any, so their rotation is going to be a bit weird going forward. I think they have to play on this edge side now, over towards that northeast. They've got Vampires, Xavier, Twisted Minds, Loops as well, are knocking around in that position. Vampires could certainly push down towards the south side, though their fights have been up and down. Right? Either Vampire looks like the king of the world, they decimate their opponents, or they fall fairly flat in the process.
It's not the sort of performance that you need, and you can see that.
बुर्रा को पॉइंट चाहिए, आरएस को चाहिए, बीआरओ को चाहिए,
Top of that middle pack and very
एमआर को चाहिए, ट्विस्ट को चाहिए. अब इन टीम्स को मे बी सो बॉटम से टॉप तक आने में जो है एक लंबा सफर तय करना पड़ेगा. अब देखो या तो आप यहाँ पे सफर कर लीजिए या फिर अब यहाँ पे सफर कर लीजिए भाई. दोनों में से एक ही चीज करनी पड़ेगी. अब लुक्स की बात भी ठीक है, पॉइंट्स ठीक ठाक है, मेरे से अभी उनकी फाइट भी चल रही है. बुर्रा के प्लेयर्स वो भी सर्कल के एजेस के करीब. ओके, रोटेशन चल रही है. ओह नो, वैसे अगर मैं कोई टीम नहीं थी, बूट कैंप के आसपास है ऑलरेडी.
The average to be able to beat the bubble has been about 177 points on the tally. That would be where you want to be. So if you can get up over 180, that's where you want to find yourself to be looking quite safe. And for Vampire, they are currently 66 points behind. It's a little bit easier than playing with two, and he's hopping into the vehicle. But unfortunately, they lose Nomi as he stays out too long.
I mean, they will finish them off, get 6 elims for their troubles. I don't think they're too unhappy with this. It's just a question of being able to get back into the zone now. Playzone actually takes down Nomi, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But 6 elims for Team Spirit on this northeast side, not ideal. Now Kitsune going up against
आराम से यार. नो
this thing is ticking hard, and Team Spirit will go.
स्कोपिंग किया, पूरा एक विजन मिला. वैशन जी हां.
Top spot here. I think Major
एजेस के करीब भाई अभी फाइट चल रही है. 3 अलग-अलग टीम है. डीआरएक्स है, A7 है, बीआरओ के प्लेयर्स हैं.
Alpha 7.
ईशन पे ज्यूस भी आ चुकी है. नॉर्दर्न में भी काफी सारी टीम्स.
In the same spot blank. They have to crunch Harame Bro, and I feel like this is pretty thematic.
DRX थर्ड पार्टी कर दी भाई. जैपी डाउन. क्रिकेट 2 खिलाड़ी बचे यहाँ पे. ओह नाइस वन मैन. A7 के प्लेयर्स को भी अच्छा मौका मिला.
And you won't be bothered by them too much later on. DRX.
फैंस ऑफ ह्यूमर भाई प्लेयर्स काफी सही यूज कर रहे हैं ना रणनीतियों के साथ. तो वो चीजें बदल रही हैं काफी जल्दी.
McGrellan sending nades over the top here. There was a shot over towards Mafioso on the side. He did fall. And DRX continued to use Harame Bro as a meat shield. Some of them will pick up Yappy. I think the Xavier will have sightlines on towards this as they come down the hill, as will Zeus. So I think for DRX and Alpha 7, this is a tough push to make here.
Bro का वो आखिरी खिलाड़ी भी गया.
Don't go Harame Bro. Kaxe is out. Alpha 7 have 4. So there's a numbers advantage here. Vehicles, though, for DRX. Going to be on side. Looks like Alpha 7 may have 1 or 2 as well. Nades going back and forth. A trade. Vying for the opportunity to push into the top 3 here because it is stagnant now at the top.
Timing is about...
They spot swept. They
7.
are looking for ascendancy in this match, Blake. They found 7 elims already, and they're safe on the north side.
The fact that they're able to find a knockover towards Alpha 7 is a long shot, say at least. You see how far they are from this fight.
भाई top 7 तक तो आ ही गए.
Downwards, and it really was a case of who's going to pull the trigger first on this rotate. They see it not come through, so DRX is like, this is our prime time. Alpha 7 had done a good job to maintain a lot of that high ground, but not to be much longer. Now,
हमने डाल दिया था.
need to move out into open ground. One found from
और ये BRB है या फिर क्या है?
off the final play here, and that's them out. So DRX, last one's alive here. Alpha 7 get 3 elims, and DRX are now out 2. So all top 5 spots gone, and Team Spirit actually profit the most.
And में बेकार होगी
6
चीजें.
elims on the game. They're on 157 now, but this is a chance for Vampire to go for that catch-up game, to close that gap. And I mean, we said maybe it was out of the question. Maybe they didn't have the consistency. This is their time to strike back. 8 elims found on the north side of the circle. They're a little bit on the outside here, but with loops out to their west, this is a fight they can handle.
It's crazy to see this. Vampires at the moment, they need to make a big run for the top of the table. We said it was about 22-point differential for them. They needed a chicken dinner and basically 13 elims to pop the cap over the top of Alpha 7.
हैं
They
गब्बर
do
भाई.
take a knock and Stone looks for more.
चलो ठीक है, तुम्हारी इच्छा भी पूरी करता हूँ. 2 मिनट दो.
For Vampires.
A roll down
2
the
मिनट
loop.
दो,
They
चीजें
want the
पूरी
fight.
करता हूँ.
They're straight up into it, and it's good for one. Immediately finding that knock.
अरे यार वैसे क्या करोगे?
Vampire
चिंता तो
have
रहती है
lost
मेरे
2
को.
players now, and perhaps their dreams are shattered upon the back
कौन है? नूजी के प्लेयर्स ही बचे हैं 2 ही.
of Loops' roll up there. But they've still got 2 to play with, and they're still on a decent northern side position. Loop's descent here is really, really tough.
करेंगे रुको, इसके बाद ना मेरा मार वाले मैच में करते हैं. ये वैसे भी खत्म ही है. 5 ही टीम बची है. मैं देखना चाहता हूँ मतलब एंडिंग कैसे हुई.
Vanguard player, so they just rock up on them. But DXAvia's had a lot of control over this lobby so far. They've been getting knocks, not too many limbs, but again, this is where they can start to pick up more.
Hello Black Dot भैया.
got very lucky on the circle shift where they were still on the western side. Were able to play down towards the southwest side of the lobby. This really doesn't favor anyone, this circle.
भाई ब्लैक डॉट भी आके आते ही वोचिंग बढ़ गई एकदम से.
from any of these positions. I mean, BTR right now, I
भाई
feel
अपने
like
साथ
they
और
have a
सारे
very, very strong
वोचर
chance of
लेकर आए
taking this
व्यूअर.
one home. Leaving this compound, either of these two
Thank
teams
you,
are going
भैया.
to have to make that move first, and neither of them going to be happy to do it. BTR can start to spread out, extend influence from that southwest side. Vampire have to push in from their position as well. It's very tricky. If I had to throw a prediction,
भाई DX
it's
हो
almost
गई
always
isolated.
BTR in this spot.
मैंने एक मौका तो मिला था. नेड पुल आउट नहीं कर पाया उस हिसाब से करना चाहते थे. कुछ अपडेट कर लो, इजी रहेगा.
Pretty tough to say the least. They could
भाई तो ये है ना कि पूरे कंपाउंड में फैले हुए हैं प्लेयर्स. नाइस, दिस वन इज नाइस. ओपनिंग मिली. बरका चल भाई ब्लैक डॉट भाई का. हां भाई तभी तो मैं कहा यार.
Lamborghini on the inside,
Darkin.
a hop forward,
Back end पे.
Darkin,
Oh,
able
no,
to evade
no,
the
no,
nade,
no,
get
no.
some damage in the burn to pen them in. Another Molotov to keep Zeus at
Down.
bay, rather.
नहीं हो पाएगा.
Vampire did get
नहीं हो
taken
पाएगा,
down
नहीं हो
in the
पाएगा.
meantime
बच गया.
on that western side, and that gives BTR so much
Oh
room
shit.
to move here.
जो
All four
Darkin
of
ने
their
Molotov
players
throw
alive.
करी
The
थी,
burn in
वो
the shack
सही
there
connection ढूंढ पाई वहाँ
leaves
पे.
Lamborghini last standing. For DXAvia,
great
a
nade.
bounce on the nade should be good.
1v3
to make
है
its way
यार.
in, not quite. Lamborghini evades. They're just keeping BTR at bay with these Molotovs. How many more have they got? Because now Zeus at bay rather. They aren't allowed to step
BTR.
foot inside this building.
पर जूस के प्लेयर्स ने ना भले ही वहाँ पे चिकन डिनर ना हासिल किया हो 30 बीच मिड के मैचेस में, बट भाई पॉइंट्स अच्छे खासे मिले हैं ये ग्रुप येलो वाली साइड पे. बट ये क्या हुआ? लैम्बोर्गिनी आखिरी था यार. बीटीआर हावी हो जाएगी, हावी हो जाएगी. घेर चुके हैं, ओपनिंग निकाल चुके हैं भाई. इजी है उनके लिए तो. सर्कल भी तो आ गया. Take down. Last man standing. Last man standing. Okay.
Looking to defend
Goes
their
off. BTR
position
got chicken.
in the survival stage as the roster swap
भाई देख रहे हो पूरा
is
मैप
gonna
वैप लेके
work
बैठे हैं
out
भाई बंदे.
wonders for them.
Yeah, straight back to basics as well for BTR again.
Time around, but man,
भाई लास्ट एंडिंग बहुत मैंने कहा था एंडिंग कमाल के यार दोनों मैचेस की. मिड में एक फाइट हो रहा था. हाँ ये रही जहाँ पे चूज जल्दी गोज ऑफ होगी. चूज गई होगी शायद अभी बाहर. मैं तो अभी जाएंगे. हाँ है ना अभी कितना चला है टॉप 11. अब देखना धीरे धीरे करके. तो
Yeah,
तू
from the
क्या
compound,
स्लो
they've spotted
ये
Major
कल के
Pride.
मैचेस है
This would be a great pickup for them if they can get. Well, they've gotten
अरे
rid of
हाँ यार
MSJ.
कल के मैचेस
They
नहीं कर
say
सकते थे ना
Colombia
लाइव स्ट्रीम
has gotten rid of MSJ.
कॉपीराइट थोड़ी
Couldn't get
खाना
rid
था
of
यार
Major
ऑलरेडी
Pride
एक बार
DRX.
चैनल को
This is massive
उड़ा
for
चुके
Team
हैं
Spirit.
चैनल तो
But
मेरा ऐसे ही
unfortunately, Harame bro is still alive, and they get a knock over the wall.
बोला भी तो था भी शुरुआत में भाई लेट वॉच पार्टी है ये
Yeah, I mean, all this, by the way, whilst they're fending off versus Alpha 7, Yappy's like, I'll take shots.
भाई मैंने बोल दिया था यार
Sounds good to
लेट
me.
वॉच पार्टी कर रहा
Tali
हूँ
gets knocked.
वॉच पार्टी नहीं मतलब चीजें देखी थी थोड़ी सी तो समझना चाह रहा था मैंने कहा अकेले क्यों
Luke's
समझो
still
यार
trying to push through
लोग कोई
here.
बोल
Major
करते
Pride
थे थोड़ा
haven't quite been able to stymie this. Zeus, Darkin, the outside edge, and they will finish up this fight between them as well as Inco, further solidifying their position towards survival stage.
कुछ भी देखना हो ना अगर इंटरेस्ट चाहिए पूरे मैचेस में स्टार्टिंग देखो मिड देखो एंडिंग में तो चीजें ऑलरेडी सुधर जाती है ओके यस बडी थैंक यू सो मच फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग मी
Bounty on their heads, fairly high right now. A lot of teams would like to see Alpha 7 not make it a big threat.
बैगा को मौका मिला भाई
But I
कवर
know
टू
the
कवर
fans
खेलने का
want the exact opposite.
अच्छा पिक
Team
निकाला
Spirit hold off another push as well.
ये 7
in this
लूप्स ले गई
compound.
लूप्स को ले गए भाई
eliminations
बैगा को मौका मिला मिड में से वहां से पॉइंट निकाल लिए भाई
Is an all-time.
नाइस
What a way to go into this.
देख रहे हो
match
क्या थर्ड
for
पार्टी
Alpha
चलती
for
है
Team Spirit.
लास्ट वाला वॉच
Yeah, it was
क्रेजी
a
था
fun,
चेकआउट लास्ट वाला मैच क्रेजी था चेकआउट
spray
करना
down with some
अरे हाँ
great
यार मैं वही
names
बोल रहा था
once
कि
again.
मतलब
The names of Team
स्टार्टिंग के
Spirit
मैं
this
एक
game
मैच
have
देखूंगा फिर मैं
been
थोड़ा सा मिड देखूंगा क्योंकि यार टाइम भी वैसे कम है बट एंडिंग मैंने क्या कहा था ऑलरेडी काफी अच्छी हुई है हाँ मैंने हाईलाइट देखे थे चेकआउट किए थे इंस्टाग्राम पे ना बहुत सही था बहुत क्रेजी रिएक्शन था भाई वहां पे मजे आ गए थे बात में मेरे को कुछ और करनी थी बट मेरे को मौका मिला यार यहाँ पे ये शोड ऑफ करने का तो मैं बस यही देख रहा हूँ बट यार पीएमजीसी में मैं मिस कर रहा हूँ इंडिया को 24 वाला मैच हाँ बड़ी मैं देखूंगा एक बार तो 24 है ना अभी हाँ आएगा मेरा मार के ही है मेरे को पता है वो
Team Spirit on the
2
momentum
3 4
now.
5
Nades
हाँ
hit
मे भी से वो
towards
रैंगल या फिर मेरा मार रहा होगा
towards Major Pride. Oh, they were going to go one way, but instead they went the other.
इसका
It's one
कॉपीराइट नहीं
apiece.
आएगा
But
नहीं
Team
यार
Spirit
कॉपीराइट
do
नहीं
get
आएगा
one from the
टू
knock
लेट
that
है
they
ना इस
got.
वजह से
Major Pride get that other elimination. So one
वरना भाई
point either way.
स्पाइक ने तो भाई
On the
बिल्कुल
north
हाथों
side,
हाथ करी
Major
थी
Pride
लाइव
playing
स्ट्रीम
with 3. They're going to have to shift
डोंट
through,
नो
but Team
कैसे या
Spirit
तो
still
परमिशन
have a
ली होगी
slice of
पहले
this. Do not
उनके
ignore
तो यार
Vampire
कनेक्शन है ही
here
पूरी
either.
कम्युनिटी में
Schweppes
इस
and
वजह
Tony
से
K, two incredible players. They have a building on that south side. They have a little bit of cover to play around. Teams will look to crash in, but a
Ooh,
lot of teams are going to look
nice.
to do the same
Nice,
maneuvers
man.
here, and it's going to be tough to make it unscathed.
यार बट मैं मिस कर रहा हूँ इंडिया करना एक स्लॉट होना चाहिए था यार कुछ भी हो कैसा भी हो प्रैक्टिस एक तो ब्रिज मिल जाता है इंडिया को ना एक वापस से उस इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे खेलने का दूसरा प्रैक्टिस अच्छी हो जाती चीजें पता चलती कि हाँ बाहर की कंट्रीज में जो है कैसे क्या चीजें चल रही हैं टीम एक्सपार्क नो डाउट अच्छा किया भाई 2 ऑफिशियल्स निकालना #1 के साथ विनर विनर चिकन डिनर ट्रॉफी के साथ
Right at the top, but Team
भाई
Spirit
easy task
finally
नहीं है
found a little foothold. They are surging forwards here. The diesel engine starting to billow smoke now for Team Spirit.
देखते हैं चलो
It's a call out to the rest of the lobby. Show us what you've got. Team Spirit are here to play today.
This is what I wanted to see from Team Spirit, is just rotate over towards the western side. They hear the fighting, they hear the gunshots. They would love to clear out this western side.
बट A7 के ऊपर इजी हावी हो सकते हैं यार क्योंकि पॉइंट्स काफी कम है मतलब मैन एडवांटेज काफी कम है
Over towards this edge, pick up more eliminations, clear out the western teams. Their life becomes so much easier on the northern side. They're not quite finding anything just yet though. Instead of being greedy, they return back to the fold.
Discipline is the name of the game for Team Spirit here.
ये
What they need.
क्या बना है BRB है ये
So far this match, 23 minutes in.
BRB है ये
They've got 12 eliminations.
कैसे पता है BRB
Gonna
है
rack up more. Major Pride want to cut away at Alpha 7.
एंडिंग फिर वही
them down
यार
once more.
रहने मैं
And
बना
Mr.
लूंगा
Allen's the next to go.
स्टार्टिंग ठीक थी बस
Carved out of the roster, and now it's just the one player left standing. Alpha 7 in danger.
Alright, bro. Try and make their way over towards Vampires. Like you said, this ditch is very nice to play in. It's one of the few positions down towards the south side that you'll see a lot of teams just crash a ton of vehicles into. It does become difficult because it's very much a nadeable spot. As long as you can make sure that you can prevent teams from getting too close.
Oh, nice, man.
Easier, but with only one
शानदार था यार ये अलग नेड
you have to make it count.
काश खुद शौक हो गया भाई ये क्या कर दिया
do spot out effect. They were pumping the damage over towards Major Pride. He should be resable here, though.
No one's really a threat to them, and Effect was on the back lines with the rest of Team Spirit. They're starting to break out of the compound. They need cover to go for this res, but they will be able to find it. Managing to get into that position, now start to look to leave out of the compound. DXavier, a major threat from the south side.
टीम
I'm surprised
सर्कल
they haven't
फिर से श्रिंक आउट
gone
करेगा
in and get a little bit closer
हार्ड
to
शिफ्ट
this
आएगी यार
shack,
यहाँ पे
but they're
नहीं भी तो
biding their
डिक्सन
time.
के
They don't
प्लेयर्स
need
के
to
पास
make
से
a
मुझे सर्कल
dramatic
चला
move
जाएगा
right now.
Yeah, it's very hard terrain for DXavier to
वो भी
cross.
बोल रहे
Actually,
यार
they need somewhat of a smoke train to head over towards the northern side because there is a lot of sight lines looking down towards them. So they're going to wait until the lobby's thinned out a little bit and then exert some pressure because with 4 players, they can certainly do that. Only 2 limbs, so I'm wondering how
हार्ड शिफ्ट आएगी
limited the
डिक्सन बाहर
utility is. It's Major Pride
DX
picking
के
up
प्लेयर
now 8
बाहर हो गए
eliminations, 2 players remaining for them.
Matic is spotted. Oh
Yeah.
dear. It's been here for a while. The last player on DRX. He might be alone, but he's not out of it just yet. The need to blast the vehicle away from him so he doesn't have any cover. And Matic goes down.
नाइस
3
नेड
players now for Team Spirit.
ओह
It's disaster,
जस्ट मिस
but the
दूसरा भी
nade-
आ रहा है भाई
How-
परफेक्ट
What? How on earth did
से
that
पहले ही
not
गया
work? Kitsune goes low.
पहले ही
but
बंदा
they do
उखाड़
manage
दिया
to find
यार
the trade. Nomi on the high ground here, over towards DXavier. Gets the knock over to
Nice.
Lamborghini in a pivotal position to find those 3 players now left standing. It whittles away at their time. They are wasting it now on the south, going for this res. And
Lamborghini down हुआ फिर
DXavier
से
have to
हाँ यार
mount up. I'm
दूसरी
expecting a
बार है इस
crash
भाई
towards
का
Vampire Shack
इस
here, but
मुकाबले में
how are they going to make it work? The smoke train, it's initiated.
This is what they need to do.
इंटेल अच्छा है इंटेल अच्छा है बट सर्कल क्या है इसके नजदीक रह के मे बी तो नेक्स्ट सर्कल यार टच करेगा नेक्स्ट सर्कल जो है तंग करेगा भाई यार पीआरटी को
Targeted shot over towards one of them. Doesn't quite go down just yet, but there's another from Effect. Paragin's down. And the circle is closing, John. Time is running out.
Effect out on the off angle, gets caught by a couple of rounds, stays a little bit too long there, but does survive it. 14 eliminations.
भाई मेरे को लग रहा है कुछ परेशान होने से पहले ना दूसरों को परेशान कर
going
सकती है टीम
blow for blow on these tables.
एडवांटेज है ना
Now
बाकी
the nades
वाइपर्स
come in for DXavier. Tony
उनके पास
Kane
एक
sweeps up in
अच्छा
the shack.
चैनलाइज कर सकते हैं यार
Looking to
बैकएंड
hold off this
एरिया
push,
जो है
but
पूरा पूरा है
in
उनके
it
पास भी
comes. Levi's moves forwards. Paragin down on the back lines. They are being cut at. 1,000 of them sent the way of DXavier, and the nades from Tony K. Vampire surviving now, looking to try and push their way in towards that conversation, and DXavier are down. Vampire collect.
And so they should. I mean, from this position, it was so hard to get towards them, and they
कौन
had to
जीतेगा
use so
बताओ
much smoke
मेरे हिसाब से
cover
एमपी
that
जीत
it was
सकते हो
hard
क्योंकि
for
एक
them
तो
to place
हाइट का
those
एडवांटेज है
nades
बट
in
मैन
the
एडवांटेज
shack.
नहीं है यार
Now,
टीआरपीआरटी
just
के
2
प्लेयर्स के
teams,
पास
a
मैन एडवांटेज है
3v2v2. Now,
और लीजिए
Team
उनका
Spirit, the
परसेंटेज
job's
जो है
not
विनिंग
done yet.
परसेंटेज वो भी काफी ज्यादा है तो मैं भी
The
तो
chicken dinner
they can win
really is the
easy
thing that will catapult them towards the top side and give them that guard post to hold out other teams underneath them.
अब रोटेशन देना पड़ेगा तो व्हीकल से यार ड्राइव बाय कर सकते हैं एमपी के प्लेयर्स को बच के यार क्योंकि यहाँ के लोग ना यार काफी ज़्यादा पुश करते हैं भाई स्पेस में ही व्हीकल से पिक कर लेंगे
Look at the utility on these guys.
वो कैसे क्यों लग रहा है कि टीआरपीआरटी अपने लिए स्पेस नहीं खोज पा रही उन्हें नहीं पता है कि यार इसके नज़दीक काफी सारी टीम हो सकती है ये बस चेकआउट कर रहे हैं कि आसपास के एजेस के करीब जो कॉर्नर्स हैं जहाँ पे प्लेयर्स हो सकते हैं मोस्ट प्रोबेबली वहाँ पे होंगे
Elementrix spots Kitsune on the cross, but can't get too bold with it.
MPL
Still has Vampire to worry about.
मैट्रिक्स के पास अच्छा नहीं इजी ओपन ग्राउंडेड यार वो खिलाड़ी
You know, you can make these pushes, but you got to be absolutely certain no one's sat
भाई
around this location.
मौका खोज रही है टीआरपीआरटी तो
Because they need to stim, they know they need
मौका
to
नहीं
stim.
दिया जाएगा
They
बट
wanna be
ओह
going into
नाइस
these final
नाइस
fights
मैन
on low HP. Elementrix has done a lot
हेड
of work
कनेक्शन
this
मिला
game
जरूर वहाँ
on
पे
some of these beautiful off angles he's been able to take. It being really crucial actually in taking down Alpha 7. Yeah, it's not over Team Spirit yet. Arguably, they're not actually in the most amazing of positions right now.
Smoke trains, the scouting, the buggy rollout over towards Major Pride, keeping covered from Vampire down the hill. They are moving through. The rolldowns need to be good here. They need to rock up and
Oh,
find
nice.
immediately. They can't
इसलिए कहा
afford to
था
lose
यार
players,
कि
but nobody's
व्हीकल से
out.
यार बड़ी जल्दी गिरा देते हैं ये
Kitsune
लोग ना
doesn't have anything to answer it
ज्यादा
with.
अपनी
Two
टीम से
players
हटे
now stand
जहाँ पे
up.
कवर भी नहीं
They
था
managed to move
कवर देने के लिए
forwards.
प्लेयर्स भी
They've
नहीं थे
allowed
तो भाई
themselves a little
गवाया
bit
एक खिलाड़ी को और अब
of
तो
an
सिचुएशन
open
बिल्कुल
window
बराबर है
here to
इवन
try
शिवन है
and
भाई तीनों
roll
टीम अब
through
2-2
as
के प्लेयर्स के
Vampire
साथ है
start to
एडिट के
break down
करीब
their
भी है
position
मतलब
too.
तीनों सर्कल के अंदर है
This is
सर्कल
what's
मूव इन
been
किया
desperate for
ये हार्ड
Vampire to do
रहेगा ये हार्ड
anything
रहेगा
during this game, and they just really haven't. This high ground for Major
VP
Pride
के
has
पास
been
सर्कल है
the
भाई, अच्छी
biggest
तरीके से
factor
कवर
for
अप
them.
कर सकते हैं ये
Kitsune falls
सिचुएशन
to
को,
Tony
बट
K
टियास
is now just effect alive. A
भाई टियास
third
लग रहा था कि
play
आराम से
would be
पुश कर सकते हैं, 3
disastrous
खिलाड़ी हैं,
for
बट
Team
2 के
Spirit.
बाद
The
भी एक और
15
खिलाड़ी
limbs
डाउन,
are good, but that chicken dinner
फिर से
would have
उनको
been the
खोया
thing
भाई।
that really kept them so safe.
MPA हाइट आ गई,
Vampire
एडवांटेज
and
आ गया,
Major
बट
Pride
यहाँ
now
पे बचना
facing
मुश्किल
off
हो
against
सकता
one
है
another.
यार।
Effect the Lone Ranger in the east.
Maybe there's a world he gets the res, but it's so unlikely. Kitsune's flushed away, and that's now impossible. Tony K has to hit the deck. Effect.
TSPRT के
What have
चांसेस
you
देख
got?
रहे हो
Major
जरा, बिल्कुल
Pride
घट
as
गए
well.
भाई एकदम
Remember,
से,
this is a team
49
fighting
पे थे,
for the
5
top
पे आ
3,
गए।
and Vampire want to make it into that
सैंडविच है उनके
conversation
लिए तो
too.
यार,
A
इजी फतेंगे,
crucial
इजी
final circle closes
इजी।
as the final crunch is on. Effect is spotted in the AZ. Did you not see him there? He didn't go for the spray, so I guess not. AZ
देख लिया था, बट वहां पे रिस्क नहीं लेना चाहता, सर्कल आ चुका था इस वजह से।
broadside. Major Pride with so little cover on the terrain. Effect up to the tree. He's closer to the middle. And it's all on his shoulders.
Nice, man.
Team Spirit's chances here, and an excellent knock to AZ. Vampire
1 versus 1 versus 2, VP के पास मौका नहीं था, वो टीम अब मौके के साथ खेल रही है। लो VP निकाल लेगी भाई, इजी। VP got it, VP got it man, got it again। देखते हैं आखिरी वाला, भाई ने बताया था 24वां मैच 22 वाला है, वही आखिरी वाला ही है, हम बात कर रहे थे। मैंने कहा था वो आखिरी वाला ही है। कितनी टीम है? 15 है ना, थोड़ा सा और मूव करते हैं आगे तो 10 पे चलते हैं।
Certainly still struggling when it comes to the team fights, but they look way.
इसमें जो है आखिरी की 3 टीम बचेगी ना, उस पे हम लोग काशिंग करेंगे, ठीक है?
Major Pride on the outside. Marin Sejong prepared for a crash coming through, but Major Pride learned from that last game. They opt not to go for this. It's not worth it. There's a compound down towards the south. It's been spotted out by AZ. They'll happily pick up that position. This is way better for the long run. The difficulty is that Major Pride have only found 1 elim in this game, and 23 players remaining. There's not a lot of points left to siphon from this lobby.
It's really starting to get desperate now. I think DXavia may just be out. They're 24 points behind, 23 when you consider that point that they've got so far. I think with a chicken dinner, maybe DXavia could move up, but it requires everyone to go down now and to go down to DXavia as well. This is their chance, though, to find Alpha 7. Team Spirit close out Aura's game, and we have locked in our top 11. The last player from Aura falls, and now there is no chance that that changes. But the question, as it always has been, is which of these teams will make it to the top 3? Blank, our top 5 are all still in it, and all with a decent chance.
Yeah, fighting for that position. It's incredible that it comes down to this. The top 5 teams that have dominated throughout the entirety of Group Yellow, all battling out to remain in that top 3, and it is close. 173, 179, 184. Team Spirit, realistically, the only team that is going to be very hard to move out of the way.
They've already got 3 elims as well, 4 now as well, so they're up to 206. It's not possible that they fall out of the top 3, I'd wager, at this point. Given the number of points left in the lobby, it would take 2 teams to go past them. I think mathematically it's impossible at this point for them to drop out the top 3. Maybe to get taken over in the top spot, but even then, that's so unlikely. It would require DRX to blast out of their minds, Alpha 7 maybe to sweep through the rest of it as well.
DRX, 3 players left alive. Can I say a little bit further in? Soez is lucky to live that first one.
भाई चारों तरफ से थर्ड पार्टी चल रही है एमपीएल के द्वारा। पिछले मैच में भी 3 मुकाबलों में भाई मैंने एमपीएल को देखा है, मैंने जूस को देखा है, मैंने ये 2 टीम को इतना ज्यादा थर्ड पार्टी करते देखा है ना भाई। इनके पास आधे से ज्यादा फिनिश पॉइंट जो है ना वो थर्ड पार्टी के रहते हैं। हमें देख लो एक बार गेट बंद ना
is a massive benefit. If you can
लोहे
take
वाला
from Alpha 7, that's a 2-point swing in your favor as well on your overall situation in the standings. Major Pride at distance, if they can ping off Zoas, that would be huge for them, but they have to shift forwards. DRX now looking to fend off everybody. Our second place team with their first place big bros on the north side as well will look to stop.
आखिरी की 3 टीम और मैं उस पे जो है फिर काश करूंगा तो देखते हैं मतलब कैसा रहेगा।
in their last
Ouch.
hurrah. Can they take that
A7
second place spot
TSPRT
away from
लास्ट टाइम
DRX
चूक
with
गए थे
this?
यार, #3 पे गए थे, इस बार में से #1 निकाल पाएंगे
Team Spirit.
एंड एडवांटेज ठीक
Parachute
है।
also knocked on the high
ओ
ground.
भाई DRX के प्लेयर हुन भी को देख जरा
Major
कहाँ बैठा
Prize not
है,
having a
बिल्कुल
whole
करीब।
lot of influence over this.
मोरोटो
And
जा
they
सकती है
need
वैसे,
those
बट
points. They
गुड
need
शॉट
those
रीड गेट द प्राइज
eliminations.
अटैक, ओ यस
Grelin steps out.
इजी मैन।
There's Yumbin, misses the first
MSJ
shot, but
बीच में फंस गए
immediately will
10 पोजीशन
recover.
में। MPL फिर से थर्ड पार्टी कर
Right,
सकते
picking
हैं
up huge
MSJ के
points over
ऊपर।
towards MSJ. That's a fourth elim
अच्छा वहाँ पे कर
found.
चुके हैं
One
ऑलरेडी
last player from
अभी तो।
MSJ there as well. This is what they've been waiting to clear out on their northern side. 4 points moving in, leading that gap now back at 6. And with Alpha 7 starting to wane on the western side, this
ultimate
could be their
tour.
opportunity. But Alpha 7 find a pick over towards Team Spirit. Major
Hoxie.
Pride rollout. Hoxie looking for the spray down. The biggest player on the roster by far. But he's not able to connect. Finally, it's going to go down, and Becca will fall and sprayed away.
MB का एक खिलाड़ी गया बैका,
Hoxie gets
पूरा फिनिश किया, पूरी टीम फिनिश हो गई।
Ooh, Kaise, so close
Damn,
to
अभी तो 3 प्लेयर
DXavier.
हैं।
One big nade here could result in 2 knocks and maybe some elims off the back of it, but they reposition and Kaise has to put away the nade.
भाई इनका जो
We have no idea of his location.
और एज अ कंट्री प्रोडक्शन हाउस से भाई बहुत नेक्स्ट लेवल के। लास्ट जब मैंने PMGC देखा था तो उसमें भाई हार्ट बीट तक दे रखी थी खिलाड़ी की, हार्ट बीट कितनी है तो इस मोमेंट पे कितनी हार्ट बीट बढ़ रही है, बिल्कुल एक्यूरेसी के साथ। भाई बहुत भारी लेवल के प्रोडक्शन हाउस थे उनके पास तो। ओह शिट मैन, लेव इज डाउन। भाई नेट्स की बरसात चल रही है एक तरफ। A7 को भी भाई सर्कल के एडिट से आना पड़ेगा क्योंकि अगला सर्कल हार्ड शिफ्ट रहेगा। ईशन जाएगा तो वेस्टर्न पार्ट की भाई हर एक टीम फंसेगी। टिप में फंस गए RDX। एक अच्छा नेड, एक अच्छा स्प्लैश चाहिए बट DX के ऊपर ना, ये लो
They stay in this game. Great nades from
TSPRT निकाल लेगी यार, TSPRT निकाल लेगी इस
Ton of
बार।
players there from DXavier.
I wish
think you lads have done enough.
इजी एक्वायर कर पाए।
But this is huge. The fact that Team Spirit are getting these
Rajin को
points.
भी डाउन
Parajin
किया,
goes
पैराजिन
down,
पैराजिन
and they're
पैराजिन
not going to
राजिन
Major
पैराजिन।
Pride. They are not going to Alpha 7. It's still undecided.
Major Pride at this point.
भाई आ
kinda
चुका है
need a
ईशन पे,
chicken dinner,
वेस्टर्न वाली
but
सभी टीमों को फायदा तो नहीं मिला। एक टीम है सर्कल के बाहर,
doubtful whether they'll be able to pick it up or
देखते
not.
हैं कि
Good
अब
shot from
कैसे
Khalil
acquire
towards
करेंगे
Team
movement।
Spirit. That gives them
A7
potentially
के players हैं
opportunities
भाई।
to move out. They head on forward. They know the res is coming through.
अरे
This is
DRS
their
को पीछे
go
छोड़
time.
दिया, MSJ उनको भी पीछे छोड़ दिया भाई। आखिरी में मैंने क्या कहा था, पूरा का पूरा मुकाबला पलटता गया था भाई। TSPRT टॉप पे चल रही है अभी तक, अगर पॉइंट सिस्टम में बात की तो बहुत आगे है। एक्सेप्ट से पॉइंट्स नहीं है भाई, बहुत आगे पॉइंट्स हैं। अच्छा खेल रहे हैं यार। आज नहीं है मैं भी, तो कोई मैच फिर सीधा कल होंगे, तो कल के दिन देखते हैं कि क्या
Team
होगा।
Spirit moving up.
टीम स्पिरिट 4 टीम बची है।
Towards the teams in the distance. Major
DX
Pride,
gone,
Team
DX
Spirit,
gone.
DXavier, and Alpha 7. With DXavier going down to
कौन सी
Major
MPL
Pride.
है, 7 MP है। चलो करते हैं थोड़ा सा ना कास्टिंग। मैंट्रिक के सामने इस समय 2 खिलाड़ी मौजूद हैं। A7 के पास एक अच्छा रिच का एडवांटेज है, बट मैंट्रिक्स के प्लेयर्स के पास भी देख सकते हैं कि MP के पास 3 खिलाड़ी हैं जिनके पास फिनिशेस अच्छे खाते हैं। बट अब अगला सर्कल वो डिसाइड करने वाला है कि प्लेयर्स वो किन दिशाओं में जो है आगे की तरफ बढ़ेंगे। MPL के प्लेयर्स के पास एक अच्छा मौका, बट TSPRT उनके काफ़ी नज़दीक एक अच्छी थर्ड पार्टी एक्वायर कर सकते हैं। बट TSPRT शायद उनकी तरफ से वो नेट दागा जाएगा, और SG की पोजीशन देखिए वो जब रिवील हो चुकी है, यानी TSPRT अब 4 खिलाड़ी हैं और अब एक 4v2 के एक अनएक्सपेक्टेड सिचुएशन भी कवर अच्छे हैं। जिसका एक अच्छा सारा मिलेगा, बट अगला सर्कल वो मात्र 2 सेकंड में मूव करता हुआ, और ये 2 महत्वपूर्ण काफ़ी अच्छे समय रहेंगे। और लीजिए सर्कल ने भी यहाँ पे एक हार्ड शिफ्ट लिया। इजीली देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे जो है टीम TSPRT के प्लेयर्स के पास जो है सर्कल मूव इन करके जा चुका है। आसानी के साथ डाउन करेंगे SG, पहले ही उनके ऊपर जो है वो घातक प्रहार कर चुके थे। नेट काफी अच्छी तरीके से एक्वायरेबल मोमेंटम देखिए वो खोजने में कामयाब रहे। MP एक खिलाड़ी उनके पास जो कि बिल्कुल एक फ्लैंक एंगल पे था, वो देखिए टेकन डाउन किया जा चुका है। यानी अब इन्फॉर्मेशन आना कहीं ना कहीं जो है बंद हो सकती है। बट MP के प्लेयर्स उनके पास अभी भी देखिए काफी अच्छे खासे खिलाड़ी बचे हैं। इवोस्टेशन उनके पास एक अच्छा एंगल रहेगा। संसाधनों की अगर बात की जाए तो 6 नेड है, 4 के आसपास मैटकिट है, और ये देख सकते हैं कि काफी अच्छी तरीके से जो है शुरुआत की जा सकती है। फिलहाल व्हीकल भी उनके आगे की तरफ बढ़ चुके हैं, यानी TSPRT के प्लेयर्स वो पूरी तरीके से बैकफुट पे धकेलना चाहते हैं MP के प्लेयर्स को, क्योंकि उनके पास एक काफी अच्छी देखिए यहाँ पे जो है मोमेंटम आ चुका है। खिलाड़ी ऑलरेडी देखिए सर्कल के द्वारा जो है वो आगे की तरफ पुशअप किए जाएंगे, और यहाँ पे बचना बिल्कुल भी आसान नहीं। बट कार्ल हेड क्या उन्हें मौका मिलेगा? जी हाँ, एमपी के ऊपर कुछ एक प्रेडिक्टेबल शॉट पर थे 7 वहां पे काफी अच्छी थर्ड पार्टी करी। एमपी के पास वो संसाधन थे, वो संसाधन अब थ्रो आउट किए जाएंगे, काफी नजदीकी मामला, बट फाइनली एवोस्टेशन को भी इस मुकाबले से जो है बाहर किया जाएगा। A7 आखिरी के देख सकते हैं कि 2v4 की सिचुएशन और जो कि इस समय जो है काफी मुश्किलों में डाल सकती है, बट टीएसपीआरटी उनके पास मैन एडवांटेज, और ये मैन एडवांटेज के दम पे टीम दमखम दिखाएगी और जीत कर भी जाएगी। The team TSPRT, they got off all the lobby and they did it again. They did it again. भाई जज मत करना प्लीज, क्योंकि आई एम नॉट इन माई मूड, आई एम नॉट इन माई वोकल्स। क्या है? हेलो, ओके, चलो गाइस आज के अपना जो है यहीं पे मामला जो है बंद करते हैं। बाकी फाइनली TSPRT मूव इन कर चुके हैं, अच्छे नोट पे एक मुकाबला जो है समाप्त करके गए हैं। अभी तो चलो शुरुआत है, क्योंकि ये तो ग्रुप डी था, आगे तो यार और भी मैचेस होने बाकी हैं। देखते हैं फिर कैसे जो चीज़ें मूव इन करेंगी, जुड़े रहेंगे और ना लगातार मतलब बने रहेंगे। बट चले गाइस, बाय बाय, आज का अपना मुकाबला यहीं करते हैं समाप्त, लाइव स्ट्रीम करते हैं यहीं पे बंद। मैं मिलता हूँ आपसे कल के दिन, सेम टाइम सेम जगह। बाय बाय गाइस, टेक केयर।